Yeah, I just set up links in a note that I could just click on.
He just did that for me. We have not ever done that. And it's like, okay, I'm learning to use this stuff to my advantage. So
Yeah, I just set up links in a note.
there we go. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Tammy. This is Lance. We are the Journey to Healing team, and we are finally back from Hack Your Health by KetoCon. Oh, done that. It's like, okay, hang on. We got computers going off everywhere. So we've had a little rough time coming back. We went down, had a great time, got so many things to share with you guys, so much we learned down there. Some great contacts, great affiliate programs that we got with, some good companies, just so many things we're learning. But the caveat, we came home, we had such a successful week. I stayed down seeing the cardiologist, come back, and we came back and brought COVID with us. So we apologize for last week. We just were not able to do that, but we're learning again.
I don't think I was alive last
I was
Monday.
gonna say, I'm not even sure we were coherent last week at this time. So we've come a long way in 1 week. The cool part of it is, though, we're learning again. It doesn't matter how big of a veteran we are, how long we've been doing this. When life kicks you in the gut, and it will, it's not an if, it's when life's going to kick you in the gut and punch you in the face and do all the nasty things to you, it's the same process for all of us. So just because we're veterans, we're not immune to having to work the steps and work the programs. Got my little cheat sheet right on top of my desk again today. And it's time to go through the checklist. I was so grateful that our beginner class was today, that I was able to go through that checklist with the students as well as with myself, because I have to just go back and check off. Have I done this? Where's my eating window? How many carbs am I at? How is my sleep? It's time to you always go back to the basics. So that is where it's just a great reminder of, I don't care how successful you've been. I don't care what level you are on this journey. We do break it up into beginner, intermediate, and advanced, just so that we can teach each level to the max. I want you to be consistent. I want you to take care of things. I want you to be in the right place for those weeks in a row to move forward, to heal. But it does not matter which one you're in. It is still mastering each step before you move forward. So that really is the key. Beginners are the same as advanced. You got to master every step before we get that chemistry going. Because I think the biggest thing we were learning with all the different versions of keto and all the different things down at Hack Your Health, we had so many things we could learn about, but it still comes down to, if we want to heal at the cellular level, I'm a checklist person. I need a notebook, I need a pen and a paper, and I need a checklist. And Dr. Boz is the only one that gives us a step-by-step checklist. So just a win-win the whole way around. So what do you guys have questions? Come and check in. Tell us what you want to know more about. We will go into whatever direction you guys want to go, but I want to hear from you guys. How's everything going while we've been gone for 3 weeks? So Sue, come and check in. I want to hear from you.
Well, I'm still here and I'm still alive.
That's a plus, right?
I'm not sure it's good, but anyway, we camp again tomorrow. But the other day we left and camped for 3 or 4 days, and my eating window got all screwed up. I did not mess up food. I ate what I should be eating, but the eating window got messed up. I mean, we ate 7 o'clock a couple of nights. When you're doing hot dogs and hamburgers on the campfire, sometimes it just happens. So I really got that messed up, and I think getting back on that, I'm back to eating at noon. So I'm back to that, except that like the last 2 or 3 days, I have not been meeting my macros. And I realized that this morning. Jeff said something to me about, Mom, you're not eating enough. Well, he's right. I wasn't making my fat macro at all. So I did today. I know that. Yesterday, I never. So we'll just see. It's just a day at a time. And we leave again tomorrow morning. So I've already got food planned. But I'm going to try, and we'll see how this week goes. I'm going to try starting a 72-hour fast, maybe Thursday after breakfast, because we're coming home that day, and maybe that'll help get me back in where I need to be. I'm not real worried about it. bless her heart, Jennifer has been on my case. I don't care. She really is helping. But it's like, what are you doing? I don't know. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. We'll see if it straightens out. So, but
You
she's
know,
been a big help.
oh, good. And that's my daughter-in-law. We call her Bug. So if I don't recognize when you say Jennifer, it throws me because we call her Bug. She's Bug to us, so she's Bug to you guys too, because we're all family here. So,
Okay.
but she does know the chemistry. So that's the part where, she's one of those girls. She's, young, healthy, everything else, but she's one of those that her chemistry can swing so fast out of ketosis. But in the same token, when she does the work and kicks in and does the steps like she's supposed to, meets those macros, her chemistry will do a complete shift and that girl will rock it. So it's one of those, it is amazing to watch the differences of like Sue or I, that we're veterans, but we still have work we're doing. We have metabolic damage that we're trying to take care of. And when you see what it does with our age and our damage and the things that we're dealing with, just the little bit of differences of from Bug's age to our age to she's never been really sick. She's always done fairly well in this, but she'd put on that baby weight, after the kids and stuff, she would put some weight on, but she's a tiny little thing. She's just a little peanut. And when she kicks in and that chemistry goes, you watch her whole body. She's like me in that, where her cheeks go down, her face goes down, the rings are too big. Everything kicks in on her outwardly. But it is so cool to see what her numbers do on internal. So she's a neat one, Sue, because she's as tough at it as you are. So you two are going to be a force to reckon with. And Sue, first of all, I want to applaud you. You've been camping, knowing yet you ate outside that eating window and knowing that eating at 7:00 at night for any newbies that are here, 7:00 at night is not going to work.
Nope.
Nope.
So every veteran here that can raise your hand and say 7:00 meals do not work.
Not even if you're eating what you should be eating.
Yep.
I mean, it just really messes you up.
It does.
So, we'll see what happens. I look for it to be better tomorrow.
Sure.
We'll see what happens. But I met both my fat and my protein macro today, so I should. I'm not eating enough to really do it, but boy, can it mess you up.
Yep.
And even you had a good point there. Even when you're eating the proper foods, just eating outside that eating window is detrimental. It really is. So think of how many of us, I was guilty of this too, tuck the kids all in, get ready for bed, get the house all ready, turned all the lights off, and you pass by the fridge on your way to bed. And it would be some silly, stupid, nothing that I was completely hungry, that it was going to fill me up, nothing that I even needed. Just one of those habits of passing by the fridge for a bite of something, a swig of something, a drink of whatever, just something. And how having that mindset, something so silly and stupid, is just a habit. That is what you're working on the brain health, is because there is nothing beneficial in that. I don't care what you're having, whether it's a drink, unless it's just water, you're messing your chemistry up for tomorrow morning. You are starting tomorrow morning behind the game. On the game. If you can keep it clean, the earlier in the day you stop putting calories in, the better that morning number is going to be. The longer term that your liver has time to clean out, that your body can be ready for tomorrow morning to set that chemistry and set your body to be in a healing mode tomorrow. So Sue, I'm so proud of you for, first of all, you nailed all the problems. You know what you're doing wrong. And now it's just going to be get in where you can, get back on track. But it is still, I love knowing that you're a veteran, you're very advanced, your chemistry is good, but you still are going to do the checks to make sure you've checked off every list.
Yeah.
So that chemistry, it's not just forcing your way back to a step. Hey, Kev, glad you made it. It's not just forcing your way to a certain level or a certain step you want to be at. It is making sure your chemistry is correct the whole way. And that has been a teaching moment that has smacked us in the face all for a month now. Every step has got to be mastered before we move you forward.
Right. And you've got to take time to do it. I mean, like it's been all week. You know, I fought, since last week I was fighting it. So it's been a week and, you know, it takes time to get that back. So we'll see. My glucose was like 10 or 12 points down this morning. And I'm going, okay, no, the ketones were down too.
Yep.
So,
You know,
I don't know.
it's neat to see with our family. We have, every age group. Hey, Kev, glad you made it. We have every age group and, everything in our family. So we can watch what happens with each person.
Oh,
Now, Lance and, it'll take Lance and I 2-3 weeks to get back on track, to get in that rhythm, to get the chemistry going so we can get back to fasting and doing the things. Bug, when she goes through it like this, I'm telling you, that girl, 2 days of cleanup, and she's rocking it like a rock star. But that is
Yeah.
the difference of a young, healthy mitochondria and my broken stuff that, it's like trying to start the old beat up car out of the driveway. It's like, come on, Bessie, get warmed up. Let's go. Trying to get my body going. I'm telling you, one day of that girl hitting her macros. Can you text her and see if she could jump on?
Yeah.
One day of that girl tightening up the reins, getting back on track, and just rocking it, her body chemistry will kick back in. And Anna, that's one of the things that I keep, I'm encouraging you. I think you're going to be a lot like my daughter too, because when our mitochondria isn't that broken and you got youth on your side, it is such a win for the part of you're going to be able to, once you get that chemistry right and get the ball rolling, then you have more options. Then you can play a little bit more loosey-goosey or play a little bit with it certain days or whatever. Not off the rails. You don't get to jump ship and then come back on, but it is truly a blessing to watch how we as a family, each generation, each age group. My little Maddox, he's 10. Maddox woke up and has been off the rails because he's been hanging with his friends and he went to church camp and everything. His glucose the other day was 140 in the afternoon.
wow.
How quickly those livers fill back up, even for the little ones. So we sat him down. He's got his own keto mojo. He knows how to check his numbers. It's like, look, baby doll.
Wow.
So he's a numbers kid, which I love. He's like a little mini Kevin. He's just those numbers just love it. So he can tell it. By the time he got to my house the next afternoon, and of course they're telling Nana what's going on and his numbers are high and we got to get back on him. It's time to get back on track, try to tighten everything back up. That kid's glucose was down to 88. It's like, can you imagine going from a 140 to 88 in a day and thinking nothing of it? Just that is the difference. None of us on this screen will have that luxury. None of us would be able to clean that up that quick. He went out, jumped on the trampoline for a little bit and come back in and laid out the next day and ate decent and he's fine. He'll be back on track. But we don't get that option. So that is where even in the beginner class, we were talking about, we need weeks of consistency. Jeff, first of all, Jeff, I'm so proud of you. You've got weeks under your belt now of staying consistent. He's ready to push. He is ready to push to that next level and get moving. And he's done the work. That's the difference of he's hit the macros. He's done the work. He's stayed consistent, not 3-4 days on and a day off, 2 more days on and a day off, 3 more days on and a day off, not even a week on and a day off. When I say consistent, I mean 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row without falling off. That's when your chemistry is set.
That's impressive.
And it is. That's not easy to do. So I'm not making light of it as it's an easy process.
No.
But that is what you need to do to heal at the cellular level. And when you do that, that is where the true healing comes in, because we have got to get that brain in ketosis to heal the brain. And that's the goal in the long run. So, Sue, we're proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Be careful on your walking in.
Hopefully I will be able to connect with you at 1:00 tomorrow.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Good. We will be here in class and ready to go. So we're going to
Okay.
go through everything. So good job. Have fun, but I'm so proud of you. Nice work. So come on in, Jennifer. Tell us how you're doing. First of all, let us know what level you guys are into. Remind everybody if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. That helps a lot too.
Okay, I took the advanced class, but I'm not going to be fasting this next month, so I'm not joining this next month.
That's okay. And you're always welcome to go back down into intermediate and idle if you want to. So that's fine. That's
okay.
another option.
Okay. But yeah, I went to Hack Your Health with you guys.
Yes.
Enjoyed it. And there's a lot of good information there. I mean, fortunately, I also purchased the thing where you can go and look at all the presentations afterwards.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's just too much stuff there. And
It's too much to absorb at one time, ain't it?
yes, it is.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I did try the allulose cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
How'd that work?
That throw you off on it.
No, actually, it didn't throw me off, but they were good.
They are.
Good.
They are.
were good. It didn't throw me off, and I like had a half of one a day. I didn't do a full one a day. I just
That's good.
whenever I was eating them. But yeah, they were good, but I threw the cart away, so I don't know where they came from.
Good
Oh.
girl. Nice work. Okay, so she touched on the allulose thing. There's a lot of science coming out with the allulose. It will be something I'll be doing some blogs on and teaching on in the weeks to come. There's a lot to be said on this. So there is something to this allulose thing. I can't give you all the information right now because I'm still learning it myself, but I'm kind of guinea pigging on myself. And as I discover what it does to my numbers on a consecutive basis, I don't want just a radical up and down. I want to be able to say, okay, here's what it's done over a week. Here's what it's done over time with me. Because if my body can handle it, I'm super sensitive. My body can handle it, usually that's a good sign for all of you. But good job for trying half the cookie. That's not easy to do. Now, depends on how your addictions are. Are you an abstinence person, or are you can do a little bit and walk away?
I'm a little bit in a walk away.
Okay.
Way usually, yeah.
Good job. There's not many people that can do that. So we are an oddball to be able to do that. I can do a little bit and walk away. He cannot.
I'm better off to walk right by it.
If he starts it, it's going down. I mean,
yeah, that would have been the whole cookie for me. I have to get the whole thing to get the right.
And if there was more than one cookie,
you gotta try each variety.
That's what it was. Is I bought like 5 or 6 cookies, and then I just did like a half of one a day.
Yeah. See, I could have done that. He cannot.
Nope.
So that is where, again, this is where the mental game comes in, and you have to know where you stand on your body. What can you personally handle? What's the problem for you? If, again, I can take a bite if I'm craving some chocolate, or I wanted just something like for my birthday or something like that, I can take a bite of the chocolate and either chew it up, and it's really gross, and spit it out, or
That's gross.
I can chew it up and swallow and have a bite and be done, and I'm over it. He cannot, I swear. And I feel bad sometimes for him because he will take a bite and it just stimulates it.
Yeah.
You could just see the irritation in him of that little bite just irritated him and ticked him off because now he wants it all.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm more the opposite way. It's like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I have a bite. I've had it. I'm good.
I'm good. That there's something to be said. That means the neural pathway in our brain has started to build, and that dopamine response that we're looking from it is starting to work, because you got a little bit, I'm good. I don't need a constant reabsorption of the dopamine. Spark of the dopamine. So I guess it's just a different way of looking at it and knowing yourself. Which side of the spectrum do you fall in? And you have to work accordingly with what you can handle, because I don't want you jumping ship. If that cookie would have thrown you overboard and stimulated you wanting every sweet thing in your within reach, then that half a cookie wasn't a win.
No, you're right.
So if you're able to control that, and I'm so proud of you for throwing the cart away, because you and I both know none of us need a pack of cookies. We may want it, but we don't need it.
Right.
So. And when they're that easy and accessible, you're just asking for trouble. You're just asking. Once you're metabolically healthy and you've reached all your goals and everything is all good and moons are all lined up and the stars are all happy, then we worry about those kind of things. But right now, it's just we all have too much work to do. But good job, Jennifer. I'm proud of you, and I'm so glad we got to see you.
Thanks.
Glad to meet you. Come on in, Kev. Come fill us in and give us some words of wisdom. You're muted. See, there's the wisdom. You got to unmute yourself. You're still muted.
The little microphone.
Are you saying bad words? I hear you. Can you unmute? Little microphone. Tap the screen. No?
Touch your screen.
Not that one. That's the camera. We can give Kevin a hard time because he's our family.
Hey, that was weird.
There you go.
I don't get that. That was weird.
Hey, our computers are all acting totally different too. It's like I know how to copy and paste, and it would not copy and paste for me. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh
just,
my
we'll
God.
blame it all on the computer. Quit touching things. I see you and I hear you. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't see you anymore, but that doesn't matter.
You don't need to see me right now. This is a hot mess.
Yeah. So me, I dig the hair. Sue, I heard you talk about trials and tribulations. Man, they're going to happen. I mean, I wake up one day and out of the blue, it's like, where'd that blood glucose come from? How come those ketones are so low? And you just go back and you did something or you didn't do something. With me, it's almost always I did something. I just have to figure out what it was. But once in a while, like this morning, I got up, my blood glucose was 102. It's like, wait, I cannot nail that to anything. It's just going to happen.
Yep.
And that was after I just looked at it, 5 straight days in autophagy.
Nice.
I don't remember the last time I did 5 straight days in autophagy. That was crazy. I'm glad I did it, but
So how low was your DBR that you were hitting autophagy?
I think the lowest was 14 and the highest was 22. And with me,
Wow.
I think I'm in autophagy if I'm anywhere around 20, absolutely positively, because you can feel it. Trust me.
Yep, you do.
If you guys haven't been in autophagy, don't rush yourselves there. Don't rush yourself to get there, especially you new guys and intermediate.
First of all, let me stop you for just a second, Kev. Does everybody hear what he said? When his DBR gets under 20, that is when he feels, when we talk about getting your superhero cape on and you feel like you're really making progress, that is when you know those ketones are up, the glucose is coming down. That is where you're hitting that deeper healing level. And that is where that magic cape feels. You get that superhero cape. You feel the difference when your body hits that. That is exactly what working on every step, one at a time, mastering every step will do to you and make you feel. So good job, Kev. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is I see a lot of people post, and I got to tell you, especially if you're newer at this, if you're getting your blood glucose around 100 and your ketones around 1, I can't stress enough that I think you're in a winning position.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
Even if it just stays there for a while, and I don't see Dory in here, but those who are watching, Dory for weeks and weeks and weeks, she's just stuck right around there, about 1/2 of a ketone and around 90, but that's a win because she hasn't gone to 120 and 0. And just think about when your body never ever made ketone,
Right.
For decades, never made a ketone.
Yeah.
So to give your liver a little bit of grace, to learn to make a ketone again, to first of all clean out enough glycogen and storage out of it to make a ketone, plus learn how to bring those fats in your body. That's a lot of work you're asking. We're asking a complete chemistry shift for your body. We are asking your body to do something totally different than it's done for decades. So it's not just lose the water weight and shrink in size. It is to shift that chemistry in your body. That's huge. I mean, that's like taking, think about it. I don't know car stuff, but if you could take a car and make it go from a gasoline to burning diesel or something, I mean, it's just the difference. It's a completely different fuel. That's not an easy process. I can't imagine whether it's a mechanical thing doing it or your body doing it. Is a chemical process that has to shift.
Well, one thing I'd like to say, because of these groups, Bug, who is Jennifer, Bug is Tammy's daughter-in-law. Just before I came on, she and I had an exhaustive exchange of information because I know she's been in autophagy several times for many, many days in a row before, like I have. So I need to compare notes with her, and that whole conversation doesn't matter. The part that matters about it, though, is there's someone available. And Jennifer and I shared some great information. It really, I won't say woke me up, but it was like, oh, she experienced that too. Oh, I wasn't off with this. Oh, that's why.
Was you guys talking over in the group?
No, she and I did it alone,
Okay.
and there's a reason for it. She'll probably tell you if you ask her.
Okay.
Sometimes because I don't know anybody else that's done it as long as I have. That's in these groups regularly. Do you?
There's a few, but you're pretty
That I
close
know.
that you've mastered it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So you've mastered it. So there is a
So-
difference. And there's some things when Kevin goes to explain something, and that's why sometimes I'll jump in with him because he has mastered it. He's a master at numbers. He is a numbers man. He is a numbers teacher. That is how he clicks. So I'm telling you, this man understands the numbers and the chemistry beyond normal, but his chemistry is advanced because
Right.
he's
And
done the work.
sometimes it's hard to share because
Yeah.
I don't want people trying to run ahead. I don't want you to run ahead. This is not a sprint, not even close.
No.
It's a marathon. It's years and years and years. And
I mean, I
You
know
gotta-
some of you have heard me. The first time Kevin came to our house, I was worried he wouldn't make it up my steps, and I surely didn't think he was going to make it back down my steps
back,
to sit in my kitchen. And now the man walks how many miles a day with his dogs every day? Like,
yeah, I had to slow down. That was part of my conversation with Bug, but I still do 10. I average, well, today I did 10,000 or 11,000 steps. I average 12 to 14 and sometimes do 20, 22.
Nice.
so that's huge. But that's a chemistry shift from 300 and something pounds to, Kevin's a little guy. I mean, Kevin's a little guy
Yeah,
now.
he's a little guy
A
now.
little muscle man. And it's just one of those because he's mastered the chemistry. That is what is so beautiful about it, is getting every step, the 12 steps of this chemistry shift. You can't skip one step. You cannot hopscotch through keto continuum and make your chemistry kick in. We've got to teach the liver. We've got to teach hormones. We've got to wake up all the processes in our body that God made our body to do. You have to teach your body again how to do
And
it.
it's kind of funny too, because if you try to hopscotch through that, it'll kick you back.
Your body will crash and burn.
It will kick you back a couple steps.
All right.
You'll
How
have
many
to-
veterans are on here that have crashed and burned and had to go back and start over because you skipped too many steps?
Oh, no. My crash and burns have been
Self-inflicted?
well, that was part of my conversation with Bug. Now I will share this with you guys. From October of 23 till about a month or 6 weeks ago, I don't know how many times I restarted, genuinely all the way back to step one. And I'd been at step gazillion forever. I was on automatic pilot. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what the struggles were. And the struggles became more. The good thing is it helped me put a little bit of weight back on, which I probably genuinely needed, because I was hovering around 165. And I'm probably better 175, 180, and I'm right at 180 right now. So, but that wasn't my goal. It was a struggle. 2+ years into it, it was a struggle, or almost 2 years. So don't think once you get up on top of the game that you can stay there without, being committed. Don't think it's just going to be automatic. It won't be.
Again, your body changes again. Once you're there, your body's going to throw you changes, and you're going to have to adapt to them. Even with what you've been doing and been successful with, you'll get to a point where that is going to change again. So you have to stay flexible. You have to stay able to change.
I remember heavy cream was my friend. Then it wasn't.
That wasn't. It may be your friend again.
Does everybody remember that? Heavy cream fits in most people's macros. Heavy cream only usually has 1, maybe 2 carbs, depending on if it has the carrageenan or whatever in it. So fits in my macros perfectly because I don't eat any carbs. So for the most part, it's those little ones that sneak in. I have the room in my macros for heavy cream. Heavy cream, and I will say from the thousands of people I've coached through this program, heavy cream does not fit into, I bet you, 75 to 80% of the people.
Yeah.
Fits in their macros, but when you add it to your body and the difference of knowing what it does to your DBR, that is how you know my body don't like it. It may fit in the numbers, but my body does not like it, which means it's causing an inflammatory response in my body. I know that because I can check my numbers and prove it to myself about once every other week because I think I should
have some.
I keep having it thinking it'll change. It's going to get better. I'm getting stronger. I can do this. No, I can't. My body hates heavy cream. So I have to actually go on, we get our cream from the farm, from a local farmer. So I have to tell him, do not go get me cream. Do not go to the store. Do not buy me any. Do not bring it home, because if it comes home, it's going down. So, but it's those games that we got to play of, yes, it fits perfectly in my macros. I have room for 1 carb. Jacks my numbers up every time I do it.
Well, it's that way you see what it does fit, but it doesn't fit at the same time.
Yep. And you will learn to
Yeah.
play those games. And Kevin knows those games because he's a master of the numbers. And that is how you know, if I have cream in my coffee today and wake up tomorrow morning and check my numbers, my DBR will be up. I guarantee it. My morning glucose will be up. I guarantee it. I could stop eating today at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and not have another bite in me till tomorrow. And when I check my numbers in the morning, that cream will have it jacked up.
Yep.
So, but on that note, I do have something exciting I'm going to give you a little sneak peek on. We met the greatest little company down while we were at Hack Your Health. Greatest little company of people, young couple starting out a new little company. I am very sensitive to everything, so I'm usually very eerie to ever try anything new. I mean, new stuff just doesn't work on me. You guys know how we love keto chow, and my kids can use it and everything like that, but I cannot do the shakes. They spike me, but they're perfect for my kids and stuff like that. So we only have like one. That's one of the main companies that we step outside our box and use. So it's very limited on what we use to do that. I found a company that we got to the venue. I got my booth all set up. We were stressed out. I was tired, probably getting sick and didn't realize it, but doing everything. I was running around. There was a company that had ketones. Well, you guys know me. I only do DrBoz's Pucker Up. It has no flavor in it, no sweetener in it, no nothing, because it works for me. It doesn't stimulate my sweet tooth. It gets my ketones going. It helps my liver. When I need it for a tool, I have it in my toolbox. Needless to say, I didn't have Pucker with me at the venue. So there was one right across the hall from us. She said, go check your numbers and come back and try our ketone, and then come back and we'll check your numbers again. Check my numbers. I was 0.4 ketones and 97 glucose. Okay. So not bad for me in the morning, being stressed out, running around. No big deal. Go drink it. It's called Cognitive Switch. Here's went over, had one little scoop of it. One little scoop of it in. Can you get Cindy?
Mm-hmm.
One little scoop of it, drank it down, didn't chug it, sipped on it for a little bit, waited the half hour, went back and checked my numbers again. And I'm telling you, my ketones went from 0.3 or 4 to 1.9. For me, that was huge. Now, here was the cool part. Now, some things will jack my ketones up, and Pucker will make my ketones go up, things like that. But it had other things in it. And my glucose went from 97, went up 5 points. By the next half hour, when I checked again, it went down 10 points. So there was a little shit. It went up a little bit. So I got the benefits of the ketones. My glucose went up that little bit, but they dropped right back down. Normally, when I would have anything with the sweetener or anything in it, or any fillers or anything like that, my glucose will go up and just keep rising. It does not come back down. That's how I know most products out there that say keto anything on the front of them do not work for me, because I check them. So if there is anything else in it besides just a BHB or beta hydroxybutyrate and those salts and things like that, if there's anything in it besides that, my glucose will go up and just keep going. So then that as soon as that glucose gets too high, the ketones are going to bottom out. The ketones cannot stay high with high glucose. So our new company, new affiliate, I love them. They are a great company. So we're going to have some fun little things. They've given us some shaker bottles to give away and these little sample packets of the ketones to try it. The only thing I ask, I will send these out. We're going to figure out, we're going to do some kind of contest. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but I want you to film yourself using them. Check your numbers, drink
beforehand,
drink it, and then check your numbers again and tell me what they do to your ketones. And I'm going to send out some of those to everybody. So
did you tell them it went up to what? 1.9.
1.9. Yeah.
Her
for my
ketones went to
that's
1.9 for that.
Come on in, Adrienne. We're not that far. Welcome.
Hi, I'm sure you guys don't know who I am, but I just wanted to say I tried those too, and I'm sensitive too. And my ketones went up, but it wasn't just that. My brain went
Ping.
It was the craziest brain thing. And they don't upset your stomach. So many
Right.
ketones disrupt your gut, not these. It's almost like drinking water.
Yeah.
But anyway, hi guys.
Hello,
First of all,
Adrian.
do you have a minute? Can I introduce you?
Sure.
Hey, everybody, welcome to our tribe. This is Adrienne, and she may look familiar to some of you because this girl is our own in-house rock star. She was on The Biggest Loser.
Yep.
So she is a girl that has done the work, the old school way, done some work, got some success. Adrienne, if you want to come in and tell your story, came home, and of course, life kicked back in, and the old school things do not work for long. So she came back in, and now she has learned a whole new way of life. So Adrienne, come on in. We're proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, I had lost 66 pounds on the show, but then my metabolism was dead. There was no reverse dieting. There was no ketosis. It was just the low fat restricting and running until your metabolism goes kaput. And then on top of that, there was no therapy. There was no working through food addiction. It was eat addicting food in moderation. And so it's taken 15, 20 years to figure out I need to avoid certain foods. And for me, I have to focus on my protein. And I feel pretty freaking good when I'm in ketosis, which is so interesting. It's an interesting piece to all of this, not just eating the right foods, but feeling amazing.
Yep. Adrienne, we're just so proud of you. And it's just neat to see because those of us that come from a fitness background, the old school fitness that we had taught, I mean, I feel as a personal trainer, it breaks my heart to think of how many people I pushed so hard. Calories in, calories out, stay working. How many you have to eat every couple hours, keep that metabolism revved up. Oh my gosh. Like seriously, I wish I had a do-over to go back and apologize to every one of those people and say, you know what? Let me just teach you how to make a healthy chemistry to keep you low and slow. And that energy doesn't do this all day long. That energy will just keep you grooving right along until you reach those goals, rebuild health at the cellular level. You're not diabetic. The glucoses aren't all over the place. And we can do that with the chemistry shift. And I just applaud you, Adrienne, for being able. I think the people that are actually in the healthcare and fitness industry, it is the hardest for us to have to put blinders on, unlearn, and relearn. And that's huge to do because nobody gets into this industry that doesn't love it. We're in it because we love our people. We love our clients. We love our patients. We love teaching this and sharing it, but it's just so hard when you got to unlearn everything that's been beating your head for decades and now to go out and relearn it and share the new science. And so much stuff just doesn't make sense that it's like, some of it's just common sense that it's like, how did I fall for that? How did I fall for that? There's just so many questions in it of drboz having, we would prove it to myself. It wasn't just proving it for the sake of the class. It was, I need to prove to myself that an apple does the exact same thing to me as a Hershey Kiss. That's a hard thing to swallow because I thought the fruits and veggies were going to heal me and keep me safe from the world and save the world. And I am telling you, when you can prove that to yourself over and over and over, that yes, I love me some fruit as much as the next guy. I carried this thing around with a fruit smoothie in it all day, every day. That was my go-to. But when you realize that fruit smoothie was doing the exact same thing to my chemistry as a Snickers bar or a bowl of cereal or whatever your vice is. And when you learn that, it's eye-opening. It's a sad reality. So anybody in the healthcare field, my nurses are the hardest. My nurses are some of the hardest, and fitness trainers are the hardest ones to understand. We've got to put the blinders on. So that's why I ask everybody when they come into the classes, whether you're in drboz, the intermediate, beginner, intermediate, or the advanced, you got to come and put the blinders on for a little bit to get that chemistry going in the right direction. So Adrienne, welcome. We're so glad to have you on board. And I can't wait. We're going to do some fun stuff with Adrienne later on down the road. So let's get all on our feet, but we're happy to have you on our tribe, Adrienne.
Hey, so quick question. Did Adrienne meet her goals?
Come on in, Adrienne.
Hold on. Could you say it one more time? It's super loud over here.
I said, did you meet your goals, your weight goal and your metabolic goals?
I wouldn't say I met my weight goal, but I feel amazing. This is the smallest I've ever been in my life, and I've maintained it for over a year now. But I think right now I have to focus on healing my hormones. I was talking to Tammy about that, the number one thing right now has to be healing my hormones to make this like a lifelong thing and to just feel my best. Cause now it's about more than just looking my best. It's definitely about feeling my best too. I've experienced incredible brain fog and a whole bunch of symptoms that are just undesirable.
Yes.
Please stop it. And I just want to feel great.
Yep. And I think, Adrian, I'm so proud of you for that too, because somebody your age that has youth on your side that can still turn things around, all of that, to be able to say that you are focusing on your health, the number on the scale does not matter. And you guys will all hear me say that it does not matter how heavy your coffin is. You can be skinny and unhealthy. Yep. I was skinny. I was 95 pounds after 2 kids. I was skinny. Skinny did not make me healthy. Skinny did not make me ready to fight cancer. Skinny is not where it's at. Healthy cells and healthy mitochondria is where the healing is at. All the fat-based hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, leptin, ghrelin, those are all fat-based hormones. If they are not happy and working, our body is not happy and working. So, Adrian, I'm so proud of you. And Janet, I love it because she's on the journey to hit all these goals. And now as she gets that chemistry going, she's going to wake those hormones up and hit the long-term goals. So that's where it'll work. Good job, guys. Come on in. Monica, come check in. Oh, we got you muted, hon. Hang on.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
I am learning this week just by sitting in these calls. It's like amazing when I'm learning, like things to check I didn't even think to check. So I've discovered a few things that have been throwing me off and I'm changing them. I tried a new fiber powder and it had no sugar added, but yeah, it's killing me. And that's what it was.
So did you hear what you said?
Yes. What?
Fiber.
Yeah.
Is the other F word. I mean, take the fiber out right now. We've got to get your chemistry going. You can play with fiber later, but now is not the time.
Well, I have a health issue that I have a doctor making me do Miralax or whatever. And I thought, oh, healthy would be doing a more natural fiber than this Miralax stuff. Well, not. So I figured out some things.
Keto early on is a pretty good laxative.
Yes, MCT will do it too.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, I'm learning. And I'm intermediate, by the way. I'm intermediate. I lost right away 30 pounds. I still have some more weight to go. But I started losing my hair and then I panicked because I was losing my hair. So I've just been kind of the last few months while my hair is regrowing. I've just been kind of staying where I was. And now I'm getting serious again about getting where I need to go, metabolic goals and such. So it's eye-opening having a bunch of people to talk to. I was kind of doing this on my own with the drboz books and stuff, but it is amazing what I learn every time I sit in on a conversation.
I always laugh and say, everybody has better things to do than sit on these silly classes with the 500 of your new best friends. But that is how we all learn. The people that are successful are the people that sit through this, and we all have better things to do. I get it. I haven't unpacked from Hack Your Health yet. Like, I still have laundry to do. My house is a mess. I'm still coughing up a lung half the time. But you know what? This matters because my health matters. And if I don't make my health a priority, none of the other stuff's going to get done anyways. So making it a priority and coming in, because you're going to hear something. There's always somebody in front of you that you can follow and somebody behind you that is going to follow you. So there is always, I love that we have enough people in these groups. You know, we're over 1,000 people. So you can bet your butt, just like Kevin and Bug talking, they're both veterans that have worked their tails off to do this. They can have a discussion that would make your head spin, but you will learn by listening to those people. And that, you know, we don't always get on and share our struggles and life with you to say, woohoo, listen to our woes. But it's like, you know what? I buried my brother and I had to learn how to get back on course.
And sometimes even when you're a beginner, you're learning it. So it's fresh in your mind. Somebody will ask you a question and you'll actually explain it.
Yeah.
And then it'll just cement that much into your brain of, wait, yes, what I just said. Oh, I get it now.
And there's things that
Yeah.
we'll talk about that you'll hear us talk about for 500 times. And until it pertains to you, it don't sink in.
Yep.
Once it hits, it's like, oh my gosh, that's me. When the cream thing hit me,
Yeah.
I was on, I think, the second 21-day metabolic kick coaching for Dr. Boz. When it hit me of,
She was
oh my, I was
pissed.
pissed. Like, it's the only thing left I love. Like,
Yeah.
I was vegetarian for years. I don't like meat, wasn't a big thrill for me. My
Mhm.
cream in my coffee was my hug, was my,
Mhm.
it's
Well,
still
you
makes-
have me thinking now that maybe that's the next thing I need to look into
Sure.
because I haven't done that.
So here's what I
yeah.
love. This is creamy.
You can
Really?
put that, you
I
can
put
that
it in
your
the cup and
coffee.
use one of the little whippersnappers on it.
Oh,
Prop that
yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
up, put my little
Yeah.
coffee in there, and I'm telling you, we're on to something. So I will put the
Okay.
links over in the groups tonight or
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
I won't get to it
Yeah.
tonight. We will do that, and it will. I'm telling you, it gives you that cream feeling back that I just told him today. I think I'm going to be able to get off of cream totally by using that. Now it has to go in my eating window because there's some couple things in it.
Right.
It's not like pucker where it will work on the outside of that eating window.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if I can put it in my eating window and have it once a day in a cup in my big old cold coffee, I'm a happy girl.
Mhm.
And my ketones
Yeah.
kick in. And my
Yeah.
brain kicks in, all the stuff
Yeah.
happens and it helps stimulate my liver and it's teaching me to make ketones.
I mean, the whole pack is a serving size. They do have 3 carbs in it
So
from something in their
something
formula.
in there. And they're changing the formula. They're working on things too. So it's going to change over time. But right now, it's a win. So I'm taking it as a win. I'm putting it in my eating window. It's not outside my eating window. It's in my eating window, but it made my ketones go up. My glucose didn't go crazy. And it gives me that creamy taste that I enjoy. That is, so we only eat meat and fat. So to have a little bit of enjoyment from that
Mhm.
cream mattered to me. And it's one of those that ticks me off. That's another thing I got to just argue with myself over the cream, but it makes you mad, that it's like,
Yeah.
dang it, I
Yeah.
do all this work. I make all these sacrifices. I eat in my eating window. We don't,
Mhm.
my fridge looks like we're homeless. There's hardly anything in our fridge. But you know what? It's so easy that way because that was
Yeah.
tempted. It's
Yeah.
not, it's not
Yeah.
there. So
Eggs and meat.
eggs and meat.
Yeah. I was for 2 or 3 years, I was a vegetarian and did not know, but I was diabetic, I'm sure at the time, because
Oh.
I just wasn't working for me. I was like, I feel terrible all the time. Well, now I know why. That's not ever
Mhm.
going to work for me.
Right.
But anyway, I've had success. I am off all my diabetic meds, off arthritis meds, off GERD meds. I'm getting
Good.
there. I just have a lot more work to do.
Say that one more time, Monica. I just want to hear that again. What now? Tell me again.
Off all of arthritis meds, off all of my diabetic meds, off of a GERD medication, and I'm working on blood pressure and things like that next. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
you just conquered why we do this.
Yeah.
You are right now the example of why I love this so much. That right there speaks volumes. And I think one of the things that took me with Dr. Boz is her heart when she explained that it's her goal as a physician that truly cares about her patients to get as many people off medications in the next 20 years as she got in their first 20 years. That
Yeah.
speaks volumes for a doctor. I've heard Dr. Barry say that. I've heard Dr. Boz say that. There's a respect there for those doctors that will say that that you can't
Right.
talk. So I applaud you, Monica. Good job. Nice work. And I think
Keep
that's
it
the
up.
beauty of
Don't stop.
why we do what we do right there. So good job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
Thank you.
Nice
Yep.
work. Nice.
Welcome.
work. Yes.
Hot dog.
Thank you.
Anna, do you want to come check in again, hon? Or are you busy eating dinner? I don't want to mess up your dinner, but if you want to come and check in, you're welcome to. Scott, come on in. Who we got? Oh, Jeff's here, too. Jeff, Jeff, are you available to talk?
Yeah, man. I'm just playing video game.
Put the video game
I always
down.
play my video game when the meeting's going on. I have to be farm simulating. I'm farming. I'm playing video farming.
All right.
Our meeting. Our meeting's tonight.
Come and
Right,
tell
so
us
now
how you're
I'm
doing,
good.
Jeff. Do you have time to check in or no?
Oh yeah. Like ketones that were going up this week. It's been consistent. I started the week at 0.01. I'm 0.08 today, but I've been in the ones all week. But me and Mom I was joking with Mom. I said, you know how many? I was telling Mom this afternoon. I said, do you remember how many times I called you up or I texted you and said this crap ain't working, and I was so frustrated.
Yep.
I said my body can't make a ketone for nothing. I said, guess what? It ain't working no more. I said you were right the whole damn time. I had to admit it.
Hey, wait, you need to repeat that,
I was
Jeff. I
gonna
just
say,
want
you
you to
better
say
say
that
it
one
again.
more time to your mama, because
I had to admit to Mom that she was right today. It sucked. I used to call Mom, text Mom, say, Mom, this ain't working. I can't make a ketone. I don't care how hard I try. Now today, the last 2 days, I beat her.
Nice work, Jeff. And I just want to say, Jeff, I am so proud of you because you've come through. If anybody doesn't know,
Absolutely.
Jeff has done the beginner work. Jeff has lost a person. Like, he's lost 120 pounds. He's lost.
No, I'm higher than that. Now I'm 100 and almost 134.
Judas
Nice.
Priest.
Okay. So that's he's lost a person. But again, he's got the water weight down. He's mastered that. Now it is time for him to get healthy at the cellular level. Now it is time for him to take it one step further and start pushing into that autophagy and things like that.
That
He's-
next part of your journey, man. That's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
So even with him, as much weight loss as he's had, and that's why we keep saying it's not just about the weight loss, even though he's done miraculous things and we applaud him for his weight loss, he's still not healthy at the cellular level. So we still took him, he's been 2 months getting his chemistry correct in the beginner level. And he is just now consistent enough to be ready to go to the intermediate level. And I think that is what the win is, having this divided up to where each of us, Lance and I, eat the same darn thing every day, all day. We eat the exact same food, and our chemistry will be 2 completely different chemistry shifts. His body will take off, mine won't. Mine will take off, and his won't. So staying consistent in that is how you work through those hurdles. But you have to stay consistent. And Jeff, I'm so proud of you because I know that a couple months ago, this was not easy for you. And
I left the group a couple months ago. I was so mad. If you remember right, I quit.
Jeff got mad at me and signed off and never came back. So
literally, I was so frustrated. I mean, and it's funny because we grew up, and I'm a mom. You always thought you had to eat 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and supper. And I mean, it's like now you realize. I mean, like today, I was like 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm going. I'm just now getting hungry.
Right.
And then it was 10 slices of cheese. And I'm good until. I mean, we had to do something this afternoon. We didn't get home till like
wait a minute.
6 o'clock. And I probably didn't eat till 6:30.
Tell me you didn't say you had 10 slices of cheese.
Oh yeah, that was my lunch. It was 0 carbs. 0 carbs, 0. It was good.
Processed cheese or real cheese?
Real cheese. I checked the ingredients. Cheese, Colby cheese, milk. I checked 5 ingredients. That's all was in it. You don't think you ain't taught me nothing yet?
She was wondering.
Okay, I had visions of 10 pieces of those little craft slices.
No, if I buy cheese, it's a Walmart off the block, 0 carbs. I even told Mom one day I flipped parquet around because I'm gonna get some cheap butter. I flipped down some vegetable, and I ain't touching it. I went and got the good stuff that had milk, cream, salt, and that was it. Yeah. And I bought it $4.
All right. I don't want that to be your primary diet, but I'm still proud of you. So just maybe
it was just something that was quick, easy to grab.
Yep. Okay. And sometimes that works. But Jeff, I'm just proud of you. I know you've come a long way in 2 months, but this is where, even though he's had the weight loss, what I want you guys to take away from Jeff's story is he still has to do the work at the cellular level. Yep. And that's what he's working on right now. It takes healthy proteins and it takes healthy fats to heal at the cellular level. That's what got Monica off her medications.
There's always. Go ahead, Jeff.
We had hot dogs. We had hot dogs tonight because got home late. But like tomorrow night, we're talking about pork. We're talking about getting a beef roast, throw it in the Instant Pot. Nice. I'm already looking at getting a pork roast for maybe this weekend, throw it in the Instant Pot.
Perfect.
That's
and
2
I
or
love
3
that.
meals,
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're steering away from the crap food.
That's awesome.
I'm so proud of you because that's come a long way. I will tell you guys a little story on Jeff that always made me laugh, and I'll never forget this. I put, "What's your favorite protein?" on the group. I wanted everybody to tell me what their favorite meat was. 2 months ago.
Hot dog.
2 months ago, Jeff put his favorite meat was Speedway hot dogs.
Speedway hot dog.
So
Sorry.
no, it's not that anything is wrong. It is just Speedway hot dogs will work in a pinch,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but Speedway hot dogs are not going to build health.
No.
So, you know, it's a twofold thing here, but if you're in a pinch, it still beats
Absolutely.
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Beats a Snickers bar.
You know, so Jeff, again, it was a teaching moment for both of us because it made me realize, you know what? Sometimes Speedway hot dogs the best damn thing you can do, and that's okay. And that is okay. And that's okay. It's not every day, but it's okay.
It's better than going to get the Big Mac from McDonald's, eating all that crap, the bun
Yep.
and all the crap on it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So that's what you taught
Yeah.
me. You taught me that. So good for you.
Well, it was funny because the first time I did catch, goes like, "We got buns." I'm like, "I don't want them. I do keto." Huh? I'm like, "I don't want them. I want the meat." She's like, "You don't want the bread?" I'm like, "No. Why? It's not the sugar and fat, and I don't need it." And she's like, "Oh," I'm like, "I've lost over 100 pounds by not eating that way." I mean, when I went to the doctor, she's like, my doctor, the new doctor I got, she's like, "So you do keto?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "So you don't eat fats?" I'm like, I said, "I eat a lot of fat." She goes, "And it hurt you?" I'm like, "No. Why would it hurt me?"
Oh, because most people that do keto eat crappy fats, eat the nasty rancid oils and fats. There's a difference in the chemistry. So when you're
And I
eating
told her-
nasty oils, you're making a nasty cell.
Right. And I told her what I've lost, and she goes, "Well, whatever you're doing is working. So don't quit doing
Right?
it."
Right? Don't
She
argue.
looked at me, and she looked at me. She goes, "You could probably teach class on it." She goes, "Let me know more when you come back."
Yep. Jeff,
So
I'm just
she's all for what I'm doing.
Get her
So,
in the group here, man.
yeah, have her come and check in. I'd love it.
And the nurse, he's a big guy, and he's like, "So what do you do?" I mean, yeah, he was like all for it. He's like, "I do keto." I'm like, "Okay, well, here's what you go. Here, go grab this. Go grab that."
Well, I'm going to tell you, I got a little news for all of you. We're changing website platforms. So when the new website gets up and going, and we get this going here in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot of changes coming, but I'm going to have a referral code made because I want it to be just like you're saying. If you pass a referral code out to somebody else that comes in and signs in, I want to benefit you for doing that. And thank you for doing that. So those are things that we're working on, because just that right there, if you're out and about and you're telling somebody what you're doing, send them over to me and I'd gladly reward you
Get
for
'em in
that.
here,
So
man.
that's
Yep.
our heart in it, is to get my veterans to be able to do this a little bit cheaper and a little bit easier and still keep bringing new people in. So it'll just keep growing. So that's where we could just play it forward and try to help you guys out. So
Oh yeah, I did reach out to Keto Mojo about my numbers not matching up with you, and they haven't got back to me yet.
okay, keep me posted on that. We'll figure it out.
But otherwise, I mean, it's been a good week. I'm just figuring numbers are eventually going to go up. So
They will.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
get you there. We'll get your chemistry going.
They will.
They will. So good job. Hey, Scott, can you come and check in? Who else do we have? Janet, can you check in?
Hi, yeah, I can
I
check
can hear you,
in.
but I
don't know
can't
if you-
see you, hon. Do you have your camera?
My camera's on, I'm just on my phone. My phone doesn't, I don't know why, but my picture doesn't come through.
Okay.
on my
Okay.
We can
phone.
hear you. Go ahead. Keep talking.
So yeah, today my ketones were 1.5 or 6, something like that. My
Nice.
glucose was 120 something, but I had a DBR ratio of 77, so I was happy with that.
Okay.
I would rather have my glucose in the morning be under the 3 digits, but I don't know what I did yesterday, because the day before they were in the 2 digits, but my ketones were lower. So with my ketones popping up a little bit, it made my DBR ratio go down.
Mhm.
So that was, I think that's a win. I don't know for sure, but so.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Good job. And as you get going in this, and when you learn to figure out what thing, just like who was talking about, they ate a little bit late, Sue ate a little bit later in the day, and just even though she's eating something decent, and just eating it later in the day will jack up that morning glucose. So Janet, what we'll want to do is start pinpointing on you what is making that morning glucose stay high, whether it's, lack of sleep, is it eating too late in the day, is it carbs a little bit too high, you're not cleaning out through the night, those kind of things. We'll work through all of that to figure out what's keeping that glucose up in the morning, high in the morning for you. So we'll
But
figure that.
it's not consistently high. I mean, it's been low and then it'll shoot up for a day and then be back down low again, it seems like.
Okay.
So
And
I'm not
sometimes
sure.
that's just shooting some cleanup, but
And there-
you want that to be consistent under 100
There
in
could
the
be
morning.
all kinds of different factors too. You might have had a stressful
Yeah, stress could
evening. you might have had, stressful sleep or whatever. I mean, there's so many factors when you get down to it that can contribute to your numbers.
Can't hear you.
You guys.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Is that
Yes.
better?
Yeah, well, whatever, it's flipping in and out, so I missed whatever you said.
Start again.
Okay. What I was saying is there's a whole lot of different things that could affect your numbers. So whether it be stress, whether it be not sleeping good, there's all kinds of things. So when we say about being consistent, you're taking variables away from that equation. That way we can figure out what is actually triggering you. The more you can stay consistent, the better off you're going to be. So there's it's going to be a process that we work through. So it's going to be like a discovery for you of what affects you and what doesn't, because everybody is different. So whatever affects, Tammy doesn't affect me, or it might affect me, but it just goes back and forth a lot of different ways.
And that is where tracking comes in. That is where between Chronometer and Keto Mojo, that is where usually I can either go back through your journal of, if you just keep a manual journal, or your journal of Chronometer, and go back through and check those numbers. And we can start to see patterns. And then when I compare that with your Keto Mojo dashboard, we can start to see, okay, then if we have to, I even went as far as to say, okay, now go pull your calendar out, because I will be able to see a pattern on your Keto Mojo of, okay, every Wednesday, your numbers are jacked up. So that tells me, let's go see what happens on every Tuesday that is affecting your Wednesday morning numbers. So we will be able to get there, Janet. So the more you track right now and keep track of everything, the more it gives me to work with to help you troubleshoot on what's giving me a 120 glucose. There is something happening that's giving you a 120 in the morning. So we'll figure that out, Janet, but that's where, just keep tracking, and we'll sit down and go through it together if we have to. That's okay. We'll get you there. So good job.
All right. Thanks.
Yes. Anna, can you come check in, hon? Anna or Scott? Scott, can you?
Hi, Amy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? We
Can you
haven't
hear
seen you for. Hey, can you got your camera, or I got you unmuted, but can you start your camera or no?
No, I'm on a walk, and I'm every time I try and do it, I can't see.
Okay.
You're fine. Just come on in. We can hear you then. Just hold the mic close to your mouth.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, I haven't been checking my numbers. I'm back in the class. I only had about 20 pounds to get my goal weight by my birthday, which is July 5th. And I gained 25 pounds. So now I'm 20 pounds away from it. So I went around, I don't know, last time we talked, I went down to Florida and just, being a glutton and eating all times of the day and going out to breakfast. I ate the good stuff, but too much of the good stuff, I think. So,
yep.
But I went to the doctor, and on May 20th, I had my blood work done, and it's a sea of red. So I'm tightening things up and taking it one thing at a time. One thing I did notice, my uric acid especially, and it just kind of parlayed right into what Dr. Boz was talking about.
Yep.
It was like went to 5.6 or 5.7. Now it's 8.8. I haven't had a gout attack, but I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
I would
If
be.
you haven't,
So
you're
I'm
probably on the verge too. So let's get you going in the right direction.
Right. And one thing I can say is when I went over to Carnivore, boy, I could eat like crazy. I'll eat 4, 5 guys hamburger patties with cheese and mayonnaise, and I'll come home and want a bag of pork rinds with butter on it, And I was able to, when I had a little bit of vegetables, I was able to be fuller, like 5 cups of good red lettuce spring mix with olive oil.
Okay,
So
Scott.
I think I'm going to go back to that.
Let me jump in and help you for a minute with that. If you're trying to, here's one thing, and I don't know if maybe when I started posting about the classes and I called them keto carnivore, I think I confused people a little bit to think, I want everybody to understand when I say carnivore, first of all, it's just a mindset to me. It doesn't mean that's the only or the main priority of what I'm eating. Okay. But carnivore mindset lets me know there's no place I can go eat that I cannot look at the menu and say, eat the meat, add the fat, cut the crap. that I can figure that out no matter where I'm at. I don't care if I'm at McDonald's. I don't care if I'm at the highest steakhouse. I can figure that out by keeping that mindset of carnivore. Okay. No, am I a strict carnivore? Absolutely not. I still eat other things, but I would rather see you, because the difference of being a carnivore is just having those proteins in you. But eating carnivore does not necessarily mean you're in ketosis.
Right.
So ketosis means ketones in circulation consistently. That's ketosis. That's what got Monica off her meds is ketones. That's what got me
Right.
off my pain meds is ketones.
That'll
That's
get your
what-
uric acid down.
That's what's going to get your uric acid down is lowering that glucose enough to make ketones. So as you bring all that down, instead of introducing vegetables, which are going to mess with you, guarantee it, up the fats, eat the fats and the proteins to get that chemistry going correctly. Once your chemistry gets going and you want to go juggle some numbers and have some veg later on, but right now, Scott, if it was me, I would jump into eat the meat, add the fat, cut the crap, period.
And you said something, Scott, with your lettuce, you said you had olive oil and that made you
Right.
fuller. The reason why it made you fuller is because of the olive oil, not necessarily
Not
the
the
lettuce,
veggies.
because the lettuce ain't going to do
Nothing.
nothing but carry the oil into your system.
So
Right.
every bite of your protein, every bite of your meat that you're eating should be a spoonful for fat. And I don't care if that's olive oil, avocado oil, butter, beef tallow, coconut oil, hollandaise sauce is a wonderful fat carry, way to get fats in you. There's just egg yolks,
But just be careful and be mindful of that.
Well, that's the thing.
Salad with the whatever, you know what I mean? Because the salad's not benefiting you whatsoever.
No, because I went on online and I've run through Dr. Boz's videos 5 times each, it seems like, on these walks, So I found Dr. David, is it Perlmutter, the drop acid guy?
Mm-hmm.
And I just started listening to his audiobook, but a lot of it is keto, but a lot of it, some of it has, eating vegetables that'll bring down your uric acid. I mean,
and Scott, here's where I'll challenge you in that. I'm going to ask you because I know I've worked with you before, so I know a little bit about you. I'm going to tell you, you need to put the damn blinders back on. We have all done this. Put the blinders back on.
Right.
Get that glucose down.
Yep.
Get the ketones up. And then if you want to introduce the vegetables and stuff later on, but you got to get that DBR nice and low first. I mean, it just feels like that's where the win comes in of healing. If you're dealing with irritable bowel, if you're dealing with colitis, you're dealing with gout, you're dealing with GERD, all of those things come to this,
Common
the
denominator.
symptoms are all over the place.
So, but why did it jump up since our last class? And when I say that, it was November, I think, was the last class we had, the 21-day kickstart.
Okay, last 21 day. If it's been since November, so I would say it sounds like you gluttony were eating a little too much. So even too much of a good thing is still too much. So too much.
Yeah,
Trust me, brother.
It's almost but it's worse than when I even started keto. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
My uric acid's never been this high. So is it because I was eating too much meat? And I was eating these hard salami. These things are small. Well, when you eat 20 or 30 of them or half a bag, it adds up, and that's all bad.
Are you Lance's
bad meat.
brother?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, man.
So a couple things. So here, Scott, another thing I'm hearing you're saying about salami and things like that. Let's try to wipe out some of the processed meats.
Oh, yeah, I've done that. And, the only thing I get hungry, right? So I'm trying not to snack, but it's killing me.
Dude,
Okay.
I am with you 100%. I'm a snacker. It's my part of my DNA. But when I get enough fat at that meal, fat first, I don't have that snack craving.
Right.
Really don't. So I have to be mindful of, I have to ingest a lot of fat for my chemistry, basically, because I need it to make me full.
Well,
make me
okay,
feel full.
give me an idea, because I be, I do 130 grams of fat, and that's just a tickler.
That's nothing, man.
Like-
I need 270 grams of fat a day.
Okay, so all right,
just
so
to
we're on the
run
same
on.
page.
So
That's
Scott,
just to do
you-
to do my normal.
do you still have your macros set from our 21 day?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Are you still using chronometer?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Use it. Are you hitting fat macros every day?
Yeah, I am, but protein's up there too. I'll eat the good heavy the hard Parmesan cheese. That has a lot of protein in it, right? That's another thing. I found out if I eat a lot of protein, man, I'm tired just like I used to be when I ate a lot of carbs.
Okay,
Can't go over on
here's
protein.
here's something I want you guys to understand too. I want your protein to be true, real meat. Don't use cheese for a protein. Use meat. You get a steak, get a pound of burger. I don't care. Eat the whole pound of. I mean, I've bought him a 5-pound roast before and said, if that's what it takes to fill you up right now, get the fat in you first. Then I'll feed you the 5-pound roast if that's what it takes.
And that probably
Right.
can.
Well, that's like a
So-
brisket. I do my brisket when nobody's home because I don't want to share it. It's so good.
Right?
It takes so long, but
We just
but
cooked
it
the
is-
brisket for 2 days and we put the brisket in a plate, put a dippy egg on
did you
top.
share any?
Yeah, she
Yes,
shared
we
it with me.
We did share.
Oh, I think
But
I
I put
lost
a
you.
dippy egg on top to get the fats up.
Shoot.
So he just had 5 dippy eggs on top of some brisket.
Yeah.
With some the bacon grease and stuff cooked in and poured over top.
I even had butter on it too. I put
And-
butter underneath it.
It's you have to prioritize that fat. But I would really curious, Scott, I would really want to hear you clean up the rest.
Right.
Whole meats, whole proteins, good healthy fats. Stop the processed foods just till we get that chemistry going and that uric acid down. I'd get the crap out of your body. Period.
Right.
And Scott, if you went in July's class, seriously, come over there. I'll work with you through that to get you back on track with all of that. We're doing our little 21 or our little 1 month classes.
Well, I got you guys' phone number. So so I'm gonna hit it hard over the 4th of July, but when I mean hit it hard in a bad way. But after that, I'm running. When's the class start?
I was gonna say,
We
you better.
start a new class the first of every month now. I broke it
The
down
first-
into
okay.
4-week
Okay.
sessions. So every month starts a brand new class. And it's one
Okay.
of those things.
The first week is after 4th of July.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah, right on.
you can kick butt and then be ready the week after because July has 5 weeks in it. So we do 4 weeks
No,
every
he's gonna
month.
fall off the wagon hard July 4th. Is big.
No,
I'm-
I just you know what? I don't eat bread. I don't eat any of the stuff that I'm not supposed to eat. It's my thing is late at night, okay? You know what? Everybody wants bratwurst after they're done out on the boat or whatever. And you
Yeah.
guys have a boat, so
Yeah,
You
I
fi-
hear you.
you build a campfire and okay, these things come out, right? And then everything else comes out. My wife was famous for the dips, and then that comes out. I used the pork rinds, but my
know
thing's
what?
time of the day I eat,
And if you splurge on the 4th of July, Scott, call it a day, wake up the next morning. you're done.
I
Yeah.
hear you. but-
Enjoy it. That is what the holidays and being together. So but if you do, here's the difference. It's July 4th is not a week-long process. July 4th is July 4th.
Yeah.
So whatever day you're celebrating, pick what one day you're celebrating July 4th. If you need
Right.
to sit around the fire and sing Kumbaya and eat hot dogs, do it. But
Right.
when you go to
When-
bed
when
that
it's
night,
over,
you wake up tomorrow morning with some BHB on your counter.
put it
You're
down.
going to start drinking it. You're going to start sipping it. You're going to have some MCT capsules sitting in front of you. You're going to get that chemistry back on track. So Scott,
Right.
send you the link, get in class for July, and we will kick your butt all the way through it till you get done. We got to get that uric acid down before you have a gout flare up.
Oh yeah, dude.
Absolutely. Oh, it wreaks havoc. I'm finding all that that we don't even know about,
Well,
So does everybody hear what Scott's saying? Just the few things that he's mentioned. So he's eating outside his eating window. He's eating some processed meats that have some crap in it. He's overindulging in the good things even. Too much of a good thing is still too much of a good thing. So just those 3 things right there, how much it's enough to crash his chemistry. Even though it's not sound like he's awful, he's not out eating bonbons and cupcakes all day long. But even just processed meats, the crap, he's built, what he's ingesting today is the building cells for tomorrow. He's not making good choices to make healthy cells tomorrow. Now they could be worse.
and they may be good choices when compared to me. You know what I mean? Or compared to somebody else here. But for Scott, it's not working.
Right.
So not necessarily, it still might be the right thing to do for somebody, but it not for Scott. Scott needs to
Scott's been through the
tighten it up
21-day course. He
or
knows how to
clean
do
that up.
Yeah. He
You know
needs
what
to
I mean?
tighten it up, clean it up, and stress his body in a good way.
Right.
Yeah. So Scott, we got you. We got your back. So come on in. We can do this. So good to see you,
Thanks,
hon.
Tammy. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anna, can you come
Yes.
check in? Nope. I know Anna she said she was cooking steaks earlier, so she
Oh,
may
there
be
you go.
enjoying dinner. So if you're enjoying dinner, have some butter on that steak and enjoy every minute of it. So, all right, guys, I'm going to have all new stuff that we're working on over in the groups. If you're in the paid groups for the coaching stuff, that's where the links and stuff will be. And some tidbits that we're going to share over in the big group. I will be putting the links for the Cognitive Switch.
Can't remember that
I
name to
can't-
save her life.
It does not roll. And I love the couple the family that has this business is amazing. So I feel bad. I've got to get that cognitive switch to roll off my tongue.
Cuban sense.
So that is the parent
Cuban
company.
sense.
They have some new stuff coming out too that we're going to be sharing in the launch with them. So we're going to be moving forward with this company. So it's going to be one. I will put this over there and we're going to find a little contest. We're going to figure out a way because they gave me all these shaker cups to send you guys. So we're going to be able to mail these out. They'll be free. You'll just have to do the shipping on them, but these will be an option for everybody. So we're going to try to find a way, little contest or something to do with that. So
Absolutely.
those will be over there. Use these as we need it. July classes are open. If you need the help and want the check-in, every month we do 4 weeks in each month. So July has 5 weeks in it. So it worked out perfect. We're going to be able to take July 4th week off to celebrate with our families or whatever you're going to do. And then we're going to jump in that week after the July 4th holiday. So we're all going to be able to celebrate together and still get 4 weeks in this month. So it's going to give us July, August. We got some stuff launching for, the Keto Kids Club. I think we're going to start a group membership for the Keto Kids Club that will be coming out in August. And we're changing a whole new website, back end of our website. So what more in life do we need to work
I was
on?
gonna say the website will be changing. Let us know if things don't work properly.
Yes.
Please
know.
don't get frustrated. There's a big change happening with our website. So if there's anything that doesn't work, please let us know.
Please reach out. We'll try to help you anyway.
We'll try to help out however we can, get you where you need to be. So
all right. Tuesday classes tomorrow. We've got, I think, beginner.
Yep. Advanced fasting tomorrow. Yes, at 1 o'clock.
At 1.
Beginner at 7. Intermediate at 8:30.
So tomorrow's a big full day. So we will be there tomorrow. Jump in paid. Those are the paid coaching classes. Come and jump in and be over in that big group. Share your wins and your losses. Because just like everything we talked about tonight, you are inspiring somebody else behind you.
Yep.
You are helping the next person along.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you to Kevin because he's always jumping in and sharing things too. And it's awesome. We'll see. I'm not going to tell you what I've been doing, but maybe that's my problem. I'll fix it.
She'll fix it. Then she'll tell
So
us.
you got this. You'll tell us when you figure it all out.
Well, we've been making the carnivore ice cream with cream.
Is that good stuff?
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
I've been putting the allulose in it.
Yep.
I did that. And the cream and eggs, I mean, it's fat, isn't it?
Right?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But that again, Sue, I would love to, I know you're a good charter too. Check your numbers and I'd love to see what happens if you're eating that more than once to kind of make a little pattern off of. I'd love to see what it's doing.
Yeah.
actually-
I ate some this afternoon and then checked it afterwards. And my glucose was up like 10 points an hour after I ate it. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. But I made enough to take camping with us.
Nice. But again,
so anyway, we'll see.
We'll see what it does.
I have to figure out what other fat to eat. Like I bought sour cream this week at the store thinking maybe that was better. I put that in my hamburger this week and ate it, but then the next day everything was all wacky. So
dairy
I
is
know
not
that sour cream's bad.
Dairy is not usually
sour cream. Yeah, so I've got to figure out what other fats to have besides adding that. So we'll work on that tomorrow. But
We'll work on some fats.
yeah, I'm eating the cream. I'll confess.
And it probably is the
We'll
cream,
see what-
my guess, but you'll get there. You'll get there. Enjoy your holiday for right now. Then we'll do
It
that.
probably is, but I don't notice it. I don't notice it when I put it in my coffee. So now whether that, I don't know.
So you're probably talking
So
a
we'll
couple
see. I'll
tablespoons
talk
as
to you
opposed
tomorrow.
to a half a cup.
Probably half
So
a cup
you'll
in
get
my
there.
coffee. But more than that, of course, in the ice cream. But it's good.
She's a creamer.
She's creamy grit, right? It is good.
It
I'll
is
bet it.
good. It
So
is good.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna figure it out. But here's the beauty in that. Enjoy it for the holiday. We'll shoot clean up. We got
Oh
this.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
worried about it. I'll be fine. Okay.
All
Hey, bye-bye,
right, guys.
Have a good
We love
one.
y'all. Have a good